everybody, welcome to Red Wings Rant, where tirades and impassioned pleas for your Detroit Red Wings finally have a home. We're coming to you 3 minutes early. No, wait, I'm sorry.
That's 3 minutes late.
An hour and 3 minutes earlier than usual. We're usually coming to you at 7:30. Mike, I feel like we just figured out the sun just blasting through my window.
Just in time for you to move into your new house.
Well, that also, we pushed the start time back an hour, so I have to put a cover up on the window again, where 7:30 would have been perfect right now. The sun would have already been moving its way down past the house that's right next to me instead of...
Well, in other news, because we're an hour earlier, there's a handful less crickets that will be appearing on the show.
Oh, that's pretty nice. Did you take the day off for that?
Yes, I took the day off specifically to save us a handful of crickets. There will still be a few crickets, but fewer.
I can still hear them. So I'd... Hey, Eric, what's going on? Hi, guys.
Eric, good day.
Jared, just a mess, Matt. Oh, behind me? Oh, whoops.
Oh, no. Now we know what this room's for. Yeah.
I mean, it's, it gets a little lonely in here during the day. I am officially finally moving this weekend. So next week when we record, Matt will finally have another empty office for you guys to look at.
You know what'd be funny is if you just took a screenshot.
Yeah,
I did. I actually did wake up from a nap, Jared. Good call. Very perceptive of you. I was having a nap and I showered today, so I have my golden retriever hair going. Matt, I think you should take a background screenshot of your background and then just use it going forward. Just be like, wow, looks like my new house looks exactly like my old one.
I do have a green screen.
But also have you in it. So then there's a Matt background for the Matt feed.
Just like behind me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a green screen that we utilized for the wrestling podcast for like 2 episodes, and then I got rid of it because it's too much. It's just too much.
It's an
Animals, what's going on? Craig, what is happening? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell y'all what's happening. We've got still very little to talk about. So we're improvising a little here. We're talking about some things that are kind of news, and I mean, we already talked about the Zadina signing, right? I put up an episode all on Matt's lonesome, but Mike didn't get a chance to speak about it. So we'll talk about Zadina, and then we've got, presented by Mike, DraftKings.
Hey.
We know them.
Yeah.
Use promo code THPN. Also, Raycon. Go to buyraycon.com/THPN and use promo code THPN15 to get 15% off. But anyways... we'll do a segment today, Mike, where we're going to look at all the prop bets that you can bet on today in DraftKings involving the Detroit Red Wings, and we'll kind of show you guys what's going on and which ones, if I were to bet, which I don't, do we do this like Carson Anderson? Like, we don't bet. We don't bet. But if we did, you remember that baloney?
I do, unfortunately.
Okay. I was so sad. I was talking to someone this week about our podcast, and they brought up 97.1 The Ticket, and I was like, "Do they still do that? They still that radio station is still putzing around,
still operating." Yep.
Look at Jared. What about the Prospect Tournament and the roster? Oh. All right, we do have some of that information we wanted to talk about. So, of course, the Traverse City Training Camp Prospect Tournament, which happens right before training camp starts for the Detroit Red Wings. We get to make some unofficial claims for a couple of days on who's going to go where, and then they all get sent to their spots anyway. Kirill the Thrill Chutayev. We'll kind of throw that name out there. Speaking of which, making an appearance on our Prospect Tournament roster. For YouTube viewers, we just pulled up the roster. If you're looking down or not looking at your phone or what have you. For the podcast listeners, we've got Pascal Zito, Riley Piercy, Jake Uberti, Drew Warren, Trenton Bliss, Cross Hannes. There's a name we recognize.
Hey.
Amadeus Lombardi. Like we mentioned, Kirill the Thrill Tutayev, Marcus Limpar Lance, Julian Anktil.
Let me stop you there. Elmer Soderblom.
You're supposed to back your head up. There goes. Hopefully you had your Raycon earbuds.
I did not. Everybody's deaf now. I apologize. I was very excited for Elmer Soderblom. Then we've got name so good he did it twice. Ivan, Jacob Matthew, and Mitchell Martin rounding out
the forwards. That's right.
Yeah.
Basically, Mike, when I look at this list, we call out our Cross Hannes, Kirill, and Soderblom.
Hell yeah.
I don't know too much about everyone else besides recognizing like Pascal Zito because he's got a pretty sweet name, recognizing Amadeus Lombardi, and then all the fun that Twitter had today with Ivan. Outside of that,
you want to talk about some guys with the weight of the world on their shoulders because we know who's going to be in goal. Woo! That defense. Matt, who do we got out there?
I didn't understand what you meant.
They got a lot of responsibility. They got to play defense and play goalie. Go ahead.
Oh, you're taking shots at Kosa.
Just a little bit.
I saw there's some YouTubers that are out there that did their. It always frustrates me, if I may. I think we were pretty adamant in our claim that don't get too excited about the World Juniors, and then there were one of the YouTubers that's out there. I won't name him by name. Somebody called me out in the comments this past week. I think it was JM, and he's right. We shouldn't be trying to bury other folks by name. So I will try not to. But this other YouTuber put out there, Wallstedt outplays Kosa. Some of you who are probably subscribed to us also subscribe to this gentleman. I get it. It's going to get views, but he's not outrightly making a claim as to what he cares about it. It's just kind of thrown out there. Here's some stats. So it's just what are we doing with that video? Are we just trying to drum up an angry argument in the comments? I kind of feel like that's where that video is leaning. So it frustrates me a little bit.
Well, I feel like their fates will always be tied together, man.
They will. However, I just
at least in this town,
I wouldn't get too excited about the World Juniors. But in goal, I think this is what you wanted to have happen. Andrew Oki, Sebastian Kosa, Jan Badnash. Not a great tourney. Definitely for Bednash. Kosa, still the one game, 916 save percentage. I still don't know why we get so excited about that. Anyways, on defense, Mike, this is where the 0 goals allowed is going to come from. I tweeted this out earlier. Simon Edvinsson, Albert Johansson, Donovan Sebrango, Seth Barton, and Emil Vero. Now, Oscar Plandowski on there and Nia Smithurin. That's fine. That is a thing. They're also on the team, but can we just get super excited that there will be 0 goals allowed thanks to probably those top 2 pairings and maybe a mix of whatever we're doing with the second pairing, third pairing. But anyway, this shakes out. This is going to be fun to watch. I think for Red Wings fans, right? Because this could ultimately. I'm so confident in this defense that I'm looking at low scoring games, especially considering we have some adults, some guys that have been playing in the SHL. On this tournament roster.
It might be low scoring for one side. But, we got Elmer Soderblom out there popping in 3-4 points a night. So I feel pretty confident about that. Matt, this is some big stuff here on defense. This is all Yzerman's boys. And hopefully they actually pan out and play really well in this tournament. And then, we'll see them in Detroit at Little Caesars.
Real quick, Curtis is aboard. What's going on, Curtis? I do have to ask, Jared, you said Matt and Hans. Is this not, can you guys not read this? This would be devastating for me. How long have I been doing these slides? And this whole time you guys.
I don't know. It's pretty visible on my side.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Over, and Jared, I love this. Soder. Boom. Curtis calling out, wait, what? There are other Red Wings YouTube shows?
I don't know what Matt's talking about, Curtis. This is the only show I like. So.
I love Eric. Who knew?
Yeah.
I bet none of the other Red Wings YouTube shows are as fun or have as fully decorated recording rooms. And of course, the ha-has from Eric, the LMAOs from Jared. Danimals, the Elmer hype train on rocket fuel here. We did get to see, Mike, I saw shared on Twitter, fun little pass play between Lucas Raymond and Elmer Soderblom. Looked pretty sweet. I will say the camera angle on this video on Twitter, awful, because you don't get to experience through the visual element the sheer size, because it was one of those where it was a low camera angle, or no, I'm sorry, it was kind of like mid-waist camera angle, but it kind of bubbled the area. I forget what that's called, like a fisheye lens kind of thing. So,
well, yeah, I mean, we needed a little early WWF production value there, where you do what's called the Andre the Giant shot. So you get the camera on the ice, and then you can see the 6'8" monster like come into focus.
Right. You know? How long would you give me to try and find that video? Would you guys give me 5 minutes?
We'll give you
10 minutes. How about 2 seconds?
Yeah, if you got it in 2 seconds, we're in, man.
All right, cool. This is coming from Affy Hockey on Twitter. I think if I can blow this up here a little bit. Oh, that didn't really blow up, did it? So we got to wait for this to restart here. But Lucas, Elmer Soderblom, Mike, can you even?
I can tell that the one on the right is Elmer.
Yeah,
he's noticeably larger than the man on the left. And it looks like there's a pass on the other side of the ice. And, that's why these tickets are historically a little cheaper than buying them at center ice, because you only get to watch half the game.
I don't think anybody's at this game, Mike. I think this is just a practice.
I understand it's a practice, but I would not want to sit on a goalie side.
I gotcha. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Matt. I noticed I know ticket sales might be going down with a lot of streaming opportunities and, high definition TVs, but I did understand that was a practice. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
I thought maybe it was because it was so small and you couldn't tell. All right. So here's our schedule. Red Wings' first prospect tourney game is going to be on Friday, September 16th against the Columbus Blue Jackets at 3 p.m. Then we're playing again on Saturday, the 17th against the Stars. Oh, some burps. Here we go. And then Monday, the 19th against the Leafs at 11 a.m. That's funny. I don't remember seeing the Leafs on that little. Were they on that picture? Oh, they are on that picture. What's a doodle? All right. Yeah, exciting. We have some actual hockey coming up September 15th through the 19th. I'm stoked. But yeah, we got our roster. We've got this defensive. What do you call them? I was gonna say defensive corp, like it's football, but these pairings, I don't know. I'm excited. I want to see them just straight up lock down everyone. And I know I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here because I told
I just don't think we've been
about the World Junior tourney, and then I'm like,
yeah.
Oh boy, that prospect tournament.
I don't know if I've been this excited / nervous for a batch of prospects to perform. Maybe since the Tigers had, what was that starting pitcher? Jacob Turner. Remember when he was playing with Cameron Maben? You're like, wow, we got a whole bunch of guys coming up. And then we made him part of a trade to get a real player. So I would like to find out that these are real prospects that we keep and nurture and develop, and hopefully not part of a trade, because those are a little exciting. But yeah, these are fun times. These are the good times. I'm still scrambling to check my calendar and see if I can make at least 2 of those days work. I'm still thinking about going to Traverse City.
Oh wow, look at you! Yeah, I've got.
It's nice to not have kids sometimes, man. Sorry.
Great.
And you got 2 of them. Yeah. Strap some hockey jerseys on them, Matt. See if the wife will let you go to Traverse.
I did like Jared's comment. Arizona's new arena looking pretty good. As we all know, they will be setting up shop in the 5,000 seat arena. Is that at the ASU campus, or is that the old spot for them? But yeah, it's a little embarrassing.
Will they be using ice skates, or is it like a roller rink? Do we know that?
They're playing a whole new sport. I don't think any of the games are going to count.
Okay.
Wizard Fetus pulling out there.
Wow.
By the way, awesome name, Wizard Fetus. Warhead and Bliss both signed with Grand Rapids Griffins, both with good NCAA numbers. I like it. Craig Mcdonald thrown out there. Is Berg making the team? All right, Craig, I'm gonna tell you. Last week we covered that exact topic, and we said he certainly would be if Zadina was not on the team. And here we are. What a great transition. Thanks, Greg. High five. Zadina signs his 3-year, $1.825 million contract. Mike, I gave my thoughts. I think this is a great deal for both sides. This was something that for Steve Yzerman, you've got a super movable number. You've got a number that if it lasts for 3 years is not going to hurt you. And with Zadina, I think you have a number that is rightly justified by your production for your first few years. But it's also, you've got 3 years to try and work this out and figure out what's going on. So it's maybe more of a win for the Red Wings. And Mike, you tweeted out earlier this week or last week, whatever, that this was more of a win for Zadina. Maybe a little, maybe tongue in cheek. I don't know. Is that a little tongue in cheek or a lot of tongue in cheek? But anyway, for me, win for Red Wings fans on the whole, because we've got a young kid here. We don't need to say goodbye to anybody yet. We're not in that position. We don't need to force anybody out. There's still opportunities for these guys to make it work. And we've seen in the advanced analytics that he can put more pucks on net than he's given up. So there's potential for a strong two-way forward here. And we've seen him grip it and rip it. So if that accuracy, if we could just get that puck to move like 6 inches to the right, you know what I mean? This could be an absolute. This is if Zadina became the first round pick that we drafted. I should put the asterisk that Ken Holland drafted. This would be the kind of move that puts the Red Wings into like deep playoff runs faster than one would expect, because then you've got money to allocate towards other guys that could fill out the roster, and you've got a guy that's way underpaid. But if he performs to this level, no harm, no foul. You've got a guy that's going to fill out the roster.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily trying to play devil's advocate, but we are paying him roughly a $250,000 per goal based on what he's done so far. Roughly almost $250,000 per goal, because he doesn't score very many of them. Maybe he'll actually start doing it. He's still a young man. Danimal's saying just get Zadina a tutor shooter and we're set. I mean, he's definitely in for a wildly different life as a Red Wing, right? Now that he's going to be on the third or fourth line, there's no expectation for him to remotely get close to the first line right now, let alone the second line. So his competition is going to be a little bit different. He's got more experience. He still has expected goals that are at some point supposed to turn into real goals. I thought that he won the deal. I could see where you're coming from for saying both sides, which is a very pragmatic way to pick neither side. But I thought he was just going to go for a 1-year prove it and then try to get some real money. But I guess now he does have 3 years of security, and it's not a super expensive roster spot.
Now Craig throws out there hot take: Zadina scores 30, and Jared, I don't know. This is a dunk. He's going to take Craig if I've ever seen one.
I'm going to say he's going to be outdoing his total career production +5.
That's where Jared's coming from. So Jared's response to the hot take of Zadina scores 30. Jared says in the 3-year contract. Which Craig, I would like. That's where that conversation comes into play, where it's like, all right, hit the fast forward button on this rebuild because we just signed a guy who could score 30 for 1.825 for for so what? Now we're 1 year deep into that contract. Now we're going, all right, now we can really upgrade this team, or maybe you move Zadina or something like that. If you don't have too much confidence, he's going to do it again. But anyway,
if this guy pans out and you're not even paying him $2 million a year, that's a championship contract.
Yeah,
that's a Stanley Cup contract. Like that kind of depth. If he pans out, I'm not even asking for 30 goals this season. If he can be just a shade under 20, and give us some depth and make it feel like it's not just the first line and then the second line. That's a wildly different team, Matt, with wildly different expectations. The trade deadline matters. Like when you call a prospect starts to matter. Like every single minute of every game starts to matter. So much is tied into this guy producing, I feel like.
Yeah,
even though there's other prospects, and we're going to talk about a little bit more about the Red Wing pipeline. But my God, if this guy could actually figure it out, that's a wildly different Red Wing team.
Yeah, and we talked about like halfway through the season, and I pulled up his Rap'em chart from Evolving Hockey for the YouTube viewers, but for the podcast listeners, he's in the top half of the league in regards to expected goals for per 60 and Corsi for per 60, which of course is those attempts on net. I mean, this is one of those things where if it could just freaking round itself out and those expected goals for per 60 get a little bit closer to the goals, or I should say the goals for per 60 get closer to the expected goals for per 60. That's where this, flips on its head and Zadina's kicking himself and Steve Yzerman is laughing all the way to the bank. But I would finish off the conversation by saying how incredibly difficult would it be for Zadina to sell himself for more? So this is, I still say, you called me out and said I didn't take a side, but I will go back and say, I will repeat myself. I did say the Red Wings won this more than Zadina, but reason being is like you got this number locked in. It won't hurt you. 1.825 will not hurt you. You just gave Adam Ernie more money for like 3 seasons. And he's got another year left. So let's, I just can't get angry about 1.825, even if we're 3 years down the line and he's put in 5 goals in the back of the net. It's not going to hurt us. Anyway,
yeah. It's just that this felt like the way Yzerman staggers his contracts. The players that he really, really, really likes, he gives them 3 or 4 years. He's not like the other GMs in the league where you get an 8-9 year deal. So the guys he really, really, really likes, we're looking at 3 to 4 years, which is what this is. I really thought that he was going to find some way to swindle this into maybe a 1 year. Oh my God, I don't know, a 2-way contract, some ridiculous thing. Dan A also optimistic, excited to see Zadina under a new coach. Yeah, I'm excited to see that too. A different voice. And then again, his competition is going to be really different. So maybe he'll see a few more pucks go in playing against other, third or fourth liners. I hope.
All right, got to throw out there. Chewy's aboard. What's going on, Chewy? Eric saying hey. Everybody's saying hey. I like you guys are so sweet.
I like Curtis, that we're all friends.
Curtis coming back to the 5,000 seat arena for the Yotes. How many? I had to read this a couple of times. So I wanted to call this out earlier, but I either I haven't had enough water and too much coffee, so my vision is fuzzy, or I needed more coffee. But anyway, how many home games do the Yotes play until they don't have a sellout? 5? 10? I do love that question so much, but wow. Jared was he was very pragmatic with this. The kids on campus are going to be taking in the games. I'd say around the holidays, the attendance drops. That is a great point, Jared, because nobody's going to be around, right? You're going to go home, see mom and dad, no classes. So nobody will be watching.
See, I actually am going to go the other way on this one. Okay, it is laughable that they can't fill a full stadium. But Matt and I, as professional wrestling fans, it's one experience to go to, like Ford Field and watch pro wrestling. You can't really see what's going on. But if you're, in Detroit and you're watching pro wrestling, God, did we watch NXT in the Fox? I mean, you're right on top of the action. Like there's blood, sweat, and violence right in your face. So I think that would be kind of cool to attend that 5,000 seater. I think it'd kind of be like doing an indie show for hockey.
I agree.
Not gonna really be a bad shot in the house,
but
a bad view in the house. Yeah.
Every student does that a couple of times. Are you going to be doing it 3, 4, 5, 6 times? Are you going to be doing it 40 times?
I mean, there might be Star Wars night. Maybe there's a night where Elmer Soderblom's coming to town. They stick it, sell themselves, man.
Soderboom.
Oh.
All right, so we've talked about our prospect tourney. We've talked about Zadina coming aboard, which I just put our slides out of order, Mike, before we got rolling here, because slide number 1 was actually supposed to be this. Corey Pronman, via The Athletic, has Detroit ranked number 2. Here's his quote, they have one of the best collections of young talent in the league. Mike, what do we do with this list considering number 5? Let's do this. Should Filip Zadina be number 5? I think he could crack this top 15, but I would move Soderblom up. I would move Berggren up and Albert Johansson up. So just for the podcast listeners, here's your list of the top 15 prospects that Corey Pronman used to rank Detroit number 2. Now, I mean, as Red Wings fans, we're so close to this. Of course, they should be ranked number 1. But anyway, number 1, Moritz Seider. 2, Lucas Raymond. Boom, boom. 3, Simon Edvinsson. 4, brand new on board, Marco Kasper. 5, Filip Zadina. 6, Elmer Soderblom. 7, Joe Veleno. 8, Jonatan Berggren. 9, Sebastian Kosa. 10, Shai Buium. 11, William Wallander. 12, Albert Johansson. 13, Donovan Sebrango. 14, Carter Mazur. And 15, Theodore Niederbach.
Listen, I'm always going to enjoy a list that trumpets Yzerman being good at drafting. However, I do feel like we're cheating a little bit because 4 of those guys are already basically in the NHL. So it's not like it's just a top prospect list, because then you're taking out 1, 2, 3, 4. So then your top guy's Edvinsson, and now people are like, well, I don't know. He had one bad tournament. Maybe he's not, at Mo Seider's level. And I don't know. It's a sexy list. I'm excited to be number 2. But I don't know how they the number 1 is the Buffalo Sabres. It's got Dahlin on it. Where's Jack Quinn at, Matt? Is he NHL? I can't remember which one of the Quinns is not.
Are you wait? All right.
On Buffalo.
Are you confusing them? Are you confusing him with Quinn Hughes out in Vancouver?
I could be.
Yeah.
So
are we going to move on?
I guess. Matt, I don't know. Are you excited about a list that includes NHL players?
Yeah, because he did it for the entire league.
Okay.
It's his list with NHL players across the NHL. If you wanted him to measure something different, you go to Scott Wheeler, who ranked us 7 or 8, and last year we were ranked 4th, and he only he went under an 8.
He said a player is eligible if they're 22 years old or younger as of September 15th. So that's how Zadina squeaks in there. It includes teams' top prospects without aggressively graduating players who have a lot of prime development years ahead of them, even if they are already in the NHL. Yeah, and I mean this is a who's who of everybody Yzerman's kind of handpicked. So it is. I think that is something to be excited about, and I don't know what else to do with this list, man. I don't know if.
I don't know. That's where I wanted to have fun with it. Was see if should Filip Zadina be number 5. If Pronman's list is about comparing your pipeline rankings and it includes NHL players, as long as he did that across the league, that's fine. But
so, are you almost making the case that Zadina
gets in on a technicality, being 22, that he could arguably be number 15.
Yeah. I think there's more potential up and down this list compared to what we've seen from Zadina so far. Like we've seen him in the NHL, so he could be on this list. That's fine. We can get it up to 15 names by including Philip Zadina. I am just saying that there's at least easily for me 1, 2, 3, 4 names, possibly 5 or 6 that I would actually move down Zadina and Joe Veleno. So I would be curious to hear Corey Pronman's take on how Zadina gets 5 and Veleno gets 7 and Berggren is at 8. You know what I mean? Like I'd want to sit down and talk about that. I think it's probably the numbers are too close to like pick apart and get too antsy about it. But I from my perspective, I would just move them back because we've seen them in the NHL. Like we've seen them get a taste, and there's just more potential to go around with the other names. That's all.
So, yeah, I agree with you on that.
I mean, it's kind of the point about including NHL players is kind of cheating, but that's his list.
So if they say, like a strong pipeline, so it's a young guy, 22 and under, and they've been doing something in the minors, or my God, they've done enough to make it to the NHL. Just a pretty good group of young guys that are, drafted. Okay. Does that for me, like knowing what Zadina and Veleno look like at the NHL level right now, and there's still the mystery of, like the ceiling of a Berggren or a Soderblom, I think that's also more ammunition to drop Zadina and Veleno further down the list.
Yeah. I think that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, we have firsthand viewing experience of what the Zadina and Veleno at this juncture, what it looks like. I don't have enough Berggren information, but I think I'm more excited based on what I've seen from the other two.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it just comes down to like we don't know enough yet, and we know some from Zadina and Veleno. But still, I mean, this is still fun. I mean, Detroit ranked number 2 on this list, so there's nothing really to. We don't have to get angry about it. Or I'm not saying we're angry, but
no.
It's just it's some fun, and we still have our topic of the show to talk about.
Wait, hold on. So the goal of these past couple seasons, right, was to draft guys and build out a pipeline. Okay, so we weren't necessarily just trying to grab free agents until this past offseason. So like the bottom teams on Pronman's list, who don't have the sexiest pipeline, it's teams that have been winning: Pittsburgh, Tampa, St. Louis, the Bruins. So I guess the last little bow I wanted to tie on, you bringing this up in the first place, was the rest of the top 5, starting 5 and going to number 1 is Ottawa. Pretty good pipeline. I'm pretty jealous, especially since you get to include Tim Stützle. The Ducks, which I might argue should be number 1 because they're going to have the most A-level talent out of those guys. Devils, Red Wings, and then the Sabres. So if our goal was to build this pipeline, and we're going to call them a disinterested third party, is at least saying, look, you've set this goal to do just that, and based on the players that are coming in, based on the these young guys coming in, I think you've done it. I guess this screenshot, this research, mission accomplished.
Oh, so you're saying because somebody who's not a Red Wings fan made this list, we can get more excited about it?
Yeah. I'm still really seduced by the Ducks with like Zegras, Mason McTavish, Drysdale. There's some other dude I really liked a lot in here too. But maybe it's just that the Red Wings,
we know love Zegras.
I do. His goal is going to be an NHL 23. I'm pretty excited about that. The Zegras goal.
Jared calls out there that Jack Quinn is in fact in Rochester and not in Buffalo. So maybe that's why he made it to number 1, because there's more mystery. Chewy throws out there, only wrestling event I went to was 20 years ago at Joe's Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, and Hogan reappeared. Holy mackerel. Eric Johnson, WrestleMania 3. Yeah. Holy mackerel, Eric. That is a one wrestling event to attend for a lifetime.
Well, that one's legendary at this point. Like, if I ask a Detroiter if they've been to a wrestling event, somehow we've all been to the Silver Dome to watch WrestleMania 3.
Wizard Fetus back in the Wizard Fetus, thank you so much for joining the show. I really hope you subscribe because I want to get your comments for the rest.
Definitely a first timer because I would remember that handle.
Berggren's AHL and SHL numbers are way better than Veleno's. You know what? Another great point, and we bring it up. This will be maybe like the 4th straight week, but I mean, Berggren had like a Grand Rapids Griffin year for all Grand Rapids Griffin years. So yeah, I think we could be excited about Berggren.
Are we going to find out that he's just god awful on defense? Is that why they didn't want to bring him up before Veleno?
I wouldn't say so. I think that was some of the call outs of his successes in Grand Rapids. He was a strong two-way player. I do like this too. Jared calling out Wizard Fetus being a hell of a name. You guys are so cordial. I love this. Craig, on board with kind of, I think we both got to this point in 2 different ways. Higher ceilings make sense. Curtis throwing out there, I'm a new wrestling fan, so I don't have any prior live experience. Curtis, I got to say, I agree with Mike. You go to the smaller shows, you're going to have more fun. Like, it's going to feel like your night. You go to the bigger shows that are like pay-per-views or on live TV. It'll be cool. You'll have more fireworks and more of a spectacle, but it will feel like the TV viewer's night as opposed to yours. Eric throwing out there, Andre.
Yeah.
Wizard Fetus, longtime watcher. All right, it's good to have you. I'm glad you're in the comments. All right, so everybody's favorite part of the show. This is what I was about to do, and Mike cut me off. But before we go into our, which I think this is going to be a really fun topic, by the way.
Yeah.
Before we go into our prop bets for the Detroit Red Wings, we got some stuff to sell. I want your ears to be as happy as mine are right now. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of AC/DC. Give me those power chords. Make it simple. Let's have song lyrics that just use the word rock in them over and over. That's what I love. That's what I need. It's always great. But it's been even better because of my Raycon earbuds. Raycon's everyday earbuds, they look, feel, they sound, they're better than ever. It's optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit. These earbuds, they're so comfortable, and I'm telling you guys, the best part about it is you're not pushing those things back into your ear because they don't budge. Believe me, Raycons give you 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. Raycons are priced just right as well. You get quality audio at half the price of some of those other premium audio brands out there. It's no wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 50,000 5-star reviews. Get on it. Man, 50,000 5-star reviews. Look, guys, if I'm going for a jog, these things are fantastic. Earbud tap functions, right? Jogging around, you don't want to keep pulling out your phone. Tap your earbuds to get everything to work. It's perfect. And how about awareness mode? Awareness mode makes sure that you're not completely shut out from the world around you. So if you want to make sure you're still staying in tune, we'll keep you covered. If you want those features and so many more, go to buyraycon.com/THPN today. That's in reference to the Hockey Podcast Network. It's buyraycon.com/THPN today to get 15% off your Raycon order. Again, buyraycon.com/THPN to score 15% off. buyraycon.com/THPN. The wait is almost over. A new football season is about to begin. Get ready for the NFL Week 1 action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. To celebrate the return of football, DraftKings is giving new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $5 on any football game and get $200 in free bets instantly. Want more action on opening night? Everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. Get up to 7. You win. Bet on any NFL team of your choice. And if your team leads by 7 points at any point during the game, you get paid instantly. Even if your team loses. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code THPN to get your $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code THPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Chewy, I most certainly did get those red Raycons.
I haven't gotten mine yet, Chewy. I haven't gotten squat.
All right, let's jump into the topic of the show. Steal from Kind of Funny. Mike, what we're doing here is taking a look at all those fun bets that, yeah, I know. I see your eyes. We're going to take a look at all those fun bets that will, let's see, we've got like top goal scorer, Norris trophy. You've got your Hart trophy. We've got Stanley Cup champion. Take a look at how much you need to bet to retire from your current position. And Mike, I got to say, there's a lot of these that it's not looking good for the Wingdings. That's the long and short of it. But there are some elements here. You guys want to get, like use that promo code we just shot at you. You can get some free DraftKings money, so then you can have more fun. And this is where you spend it, right? You do these prop bets. And right now we're looking at top regular season goal scorer in the NHL. Dylan Larkin, Mike, not a plus 20,000, Mike, a plus 200,000. Insane. When you're talking about games, like on a daily basis in the NHL, I mean, you're looking at like those plus 100s and 200s. This is plus 200,000 for Dylan Larkin to finish the season as your top regular season goal scorer. This isn't necessary. I mean, yeah, this is your rocket, right? So he does win an award. There won't be any pomp and circumstance because we'll, anyway, who cares? He wins the rocket for sure. Anyway, Mike, $5 for all the podcast listeners. Your payout, $10,000 plus $5, 10,005. You put down $5 on Dylan Larkin to be the top goal scorer in the NHL. Crazy.
Okay, just for a little more context, this past season, Larkin scored 31 NHL goals. Matt, the leader in NHL goals, took Larkin's total, multiplied it by 2, and then subtracted 2 for a 60 bomb. Matt, would you rather spend $5 on winning the Mega Millions or hoping that Larkin can double his career high goals?
This is such a great question. I never imagined we'd have such great questions coming out of this topic. I thought we just had fun.
No, Toronto, and there's some dudes in Edmonton who are probably going to be scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah.
But the odds of winning the Mega Millions jackpot are 1 in 302,575,350. Well, Larkin, he's going to be playing on a pretty good line, right? This Red Wing team's figuring it out. We got some defense now. We got 2 goalies instead of 1. Maybe that all makes a kind of a cosmic gumbo that leads to Larkin just really figuring it out here. I don't know. He's 26, Matt. He's just about in his prime. Matt, where would you rather put $5?
Oh gosh, this kills the whole topic of the show, but I think I'm putting it on Mega Millions.
Oh no! Like that's what this game's gonna turn into.
Right? Like there's a better chance. There's a better chance of Dylan Larkin winning than me winning Mega Millions, but it feels like there's zero chance that Dylan Larkin is winning this. Oh man, you know what? We have to update this. DraftKings has updated Mike to plus 100,000 since I took a look at this.
What do they know that we don't?
I don't know. something happened. He's got a chance to win now. So now, if you bet your $5, of course, I'm just cutting this in half. Your payout's $5,000. So I don't know. Is it because Soderblom had that great pass on Twitter? Or I'm sorry, the great goal from the pass from Lucas Raymond. And they saw that and they're like, "Oh boy, Soderblom gets up here." I don't know what that has anything to do with Dylan Larkin scoring goals.
Yeah,
but
we're going to be double shifting Soderblom in his first year.
That is pretty crazy that since I put this together, they've changed. For some reason, Dylan's chances are what would you, I mean, we could arguably say his chances of winning this award have doubled. Right? Because really you're cutting the odds in half, but does that make sense?
Yeah. Let me throw this at you too. No, I know. I see what you're getting at. But so he would have to double his goal output. But point wise, he scored like 60. Was it 69? Yeah, he did put a 69 bomb up there. Hey, holler at 69. But the top point producer was Connor McDavid with 123 points. That's a lot. Do you think that the goals are more feasible or the points?
Wait,
for Larky,
for him to lead the league in points or goals,
come out of nowhere to really lead the NHL,
arguably become the Hart Trophy winner, because that's sometimes how it shakes out. I thought about that too, actually, a little bit the other day, because when I was putting this together, I was like, well, I mean, he's more of the goals and assists guy, so I just. Like, it's that much harder, right? Like, now you're talking about, like, Connor McDavid has that ability to just light up the league and go, like, 200 points. If he really wanted to, I feel like he could. I feel like if the motivation was there all season, Connor light up the league for 200 points. It feels like that's a strong, it's actually, like, a real possibility at some point. But, in all 100, easily 120, 130 points. Seems way too far out of reach. I mean, you're talking about like a Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl bump into each other, like smash skulls.
They just crack knees. They crack knees. Both ACLs are out for the season. I think you had other prop bets because this one I would rather put money in the Mega Millions, to be honest.
Well, we have. I love how DraftKings just seems so out of touch. Mike, the NHL Championship winner? How about the team that races the Stanley Cup? I love that thing. They can't get.
Do they have the rights to the Super Bowl, or do they say NFL Final Game winner?
Oh, you know what? That is true. It did not say Super Bowl. It was like championship game on my stuff. So maybe they're afraid to say Stanley Cup. I didn't think Stanley Cup was as bad as Super Bowl. Anyway, Mike, Red Wings are a plus 6,000. So if you had to put your $5 somewhere and you want a better chance to win, you might as well put that. You should put that $5 on the Red Wings winning the Stanley Cup over Dylan Larkin leading the league in goals. Payout would be $305, Mike, if you put your $5 down. I'm
going Mega Millions.
Got to throw out there. Let's back up. Ketzel going points. Jared going points. Jared Larkin isn't selfish enough with the points. Chewy thrown out there. Possible if Bert and Lucas kill it. We are forgetting Lucas. Another year. What's it going to look like with that extra year under his belt? Ketzel. Imagine all three get 30 goals. That's around 60 apples each. 90 points right there. So we just need how many? All right. McDavid, Draisaitl, Matthews, McKinnon, Cappers. Oh, I know. There's oh gosh. No, I don't want to say it. I was going to say something horrible happens at the All-Star game. I forgot I'd said anything. let's move on before.
Let's say the plot of the Michael Scarn movie happens and the NHL All-Star game goes awry because of Golden Face.
Maybe Space Jam and all those guys get transported to another planet to face aliens take their superpowers or their hockey powers.
Yeah, I like cute fictional tragedies instead of something real happening. Yeah, so we all think that it's not going to happen. Done.
Real quick, hot take.
Yeah.
Who's the star of Space Jam for the
Michael
NHL?
Jordan? Oh. Ugh. See, you want to say the top point guy, but you've got to have some personality if you're going to be in the movie. I'm sorry. It's going to be Ovechkin or Crosby. Even though they're long in the tooth, it's probably Ovechkin.
I mean, there's a lot of personality in Kucherov, so you're getting a high point total and a crazy guy, but he's probably like a bad guy, right? In the NHL. Maybe
I love Kucherov. He's carried 2 of my fantasy teams. I could not pick his face out of a lineup.
Could you do Cale Makar?
You could not. You could do Ovechkin.
Yeah,
Matt, we're trying to get people into the theater to see this movie. Nobody knows what this guy looks like.
All right. You're probably right. There's nobody as big as LeBron James or Michael Jordan in the NHL. Although, as hockey fans, we would argue that's not true, but that's probably true.
It's true.
All right. So Jared throwing out there. So no Bane showing up at the All-Star game. Chewy, his Space Jam. McDavid. Ketzel. Trevor Zegras.
Ooh, my guy. My pandering dude. Yeah, bring it right over here, my man. Woo!
In the EA Sports NHL cover man, Trevor Zegras. We didn't talk about that. I didn't know how you felt about that. Are you happy that Zegras is on the cover?
Man, when we talked about who should win Rookie of the Year, I said pick him because it literally doesn't matter if Seider wins. It's nice, but we're trying to make people watch this league. The people who aren't already invested in hockey. And this guy does wild stuff nobody's ever seen before. Yes, he should be on the cover every year like John Madden is for football.
Oh, and Ketzel was, I forgot /S, so he was being sarcastic, but Ketzel hates everything about him being on the 23 cover.
We're trying to sell games. That's what this is. It's a marketing ploy. It's not necessarily he's the best, right?
Jared's pick, I mean, you've got the face here, Brent Burns. Among the hockey community, we are all going to know that face, that toothless, bearded smile right away.
He does kind of have the James Harden look. That's true.
Curtis does like trying to mix in a villain style here for Brent Burns. Wizard Fetus, Trevor Seagrass. Oh,
got
him. Yep, Chewy throwing out there. Beard power. All right, where were we? Red Wings Stanley Cup plus 6,000. Red Wings to make the playoffs. All right, this is where it gets interesting. Where's
Tristan? Where's Tristan? He should be putting about his whole savings into this one. No Tristan today?
No Tristan.
Have you seen him in the comments? Okay.
I've just been ignoring him. No, he's
no.
Plus 290. Mike, here's a good way for you to learn how this works. See the plus 290, you bet $100, your payout is $390. So you win $290 plus your 100 back. I gotta say, if you're looking at these and you're having fun with $5, that's great.
Listen,
if you want to try
this show, these people tune in. I'm talking to you guys, all you nice, cordial, friendly, simpatico people. You come here and you're so excited about these prospects. Listen, I'm not making this bet today, but I might make it the day after Traverse City camp closes and we go, holy fucking shit. Did you guys see Edvinsson? Man, Koso's a brick wall out there at Soderblom. How did he average 4 goals a night? Incredible.
But so I have to mention too, DraftKings does order these for like the most bet upon. How do I want to put this? Odds. And Detroit is number 1 on this. Where people are split and they're betting a lot, either yes or no. And the odds favor the yes. If you go no, they're more likely to win than to not make the playoffs. That makes sense. I mean, oh wait, you know what? I flipped that. I'm sorry. They're more likely to miss. I'm sorry. It's minus 380 and plus 290. So you will make much less money. You will make less money putting $100 on them to miss the playoffs as opposed to them making it. I missed the minus and the plus there. So I thought it was plus 380, but it's minus 380 for them to not make the playoffs. Let me just get that right for everybody listening who's writing down, who's taking notes. All right.
I got to say, though, I want to see Traverse City before I make this bet. I want to see what those kids look like.
Next one. Mike, over 84.5 points.
Wow.
Minus 115 for them to be over. Which means...
Wait, so that means the money bet is them being a poo-poo team?
For you,
and they're saying that it's likely that they're going to go
it's more
85
likely
points.
that they'll be over. Yes, that's the better way to say it.
Wow.
According to DraftKings. $100 nets you $186.95. Mike, what do you think? Over or under 84.5 right now? You haven't seen training camp.
Do you remember the J Fresh projections with this lineup with Adam Ernie?
Oh yeah, it was. We were still getting like in the 90s. Yeah.
Wow. Well, how far has J Fresh gotten us, man?
It's been pretty close. He got lucky with some injuries, so. But I guess that should be taken into consideration, right?
I think if they're below that, then we had, Larkin and Bertuzzi, were doing, golf cart racing and crashed into each other or something. That would be catastrophic in our ascent of the NHL ranks. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I don't know. Do you guys want to win $86.95?
That's the other part of it, right? Like, it does seem like out of all of these that we've kind of highlighted, this one seems like, yeah, well, they'll be over. Like, that's the easiest one to predict. But is it worth it putting $100 down to win $86?
Well, you usually end up parlaying this, right? So you'd be betting on this, and then you'd probably also be. Can you do that and also bet on like Seider to get some Norris votes?
I don't think you can do that through DraftKings with the like you could parlay a bunch of games, but I don't think you can parlay these. Like I'm trying right now, and I can bet one bet at a time. They're all singles.
Okay. So I'd say if the viewers of this show want to bet this, we all got to do it at once before the tide turns, and it's going to be an even lower payout. Because based on what we've seen,
these. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, based on what we've seen, based on the projections, we have a competent second line now. Hopefully, Verana's not out for another full season or most of a full season. This feels like a free $86.95, you guys. So that's like a PlayStation game and with inflation, a trip to Taco Bell. So free money.
Where were Ketzel thrown out there? He thinks that's betting the under, but we're looking right. I picked over. Yeah,
you're betting the over.
My selection was over 84.5, was minus 115. Okay, yeah, we got that right. Ketzel, uncut gems set to trade. Here we go. What do we have left here? Do we have any left?
Didn't you have the
Billy
Norris?
Husso. That's right, Vezina Trophy winner plus 10,000. Bet $100 on Billy Husso. Now, can I? All right. The 84.5 is probably the easiest to predict, right? Making the playoffs is tough. Stanley Cup. Well, Stanley Cup's easy to predict, but when you're talking about betting on the Red Wings, you're really just going like, oh, it'd be great if they won. Mike, you really can't say with a Vezina, right? Like, you can't say for sure. Because last year, what are we looking at on this? 21-22, 7th place finish for Husso. Right? According to Hockey Reference on our slide here, I pointed that out. 7th place finish for Billy Husso for Vezina voting. So, potential here, I think. If you want to take advantage of a plus 10,000 somewhere, why don't you bet $1 on this? Bet a $1, win 100.
If you're really excited about Oli Mata and Ben Sherratt, this is your time to shine right now.
No, you're right. I mean, you're right. I mean, when you're right, you're right. But are you right? Could be wrong.
I still think the strongest bet so far is Red Wings making playoffs. I would rather spend $100 on Mega Millions.
All right. Next one here. I pulled this one a little differently here because I thought it was kind of interesting how high Moritz Seider was on this list. Moritz Seider for the Norris Trophy. Mike, tied. What do we say? Tied for 7th here on the list. Cale Makar, Roman Josi, Adam Fox, Victor Hedman, Aaron Ekblad, Charlie McAvoy, Quinn Hughes, then Moritz Seider. Both Quinn, Mo Seider, and Miro Heiskanen. Yep, that's everybody. Are at plus 2,000. Pretty quick.
Can you
for Seider to just jump right up here?
So what is that? $100 gets you 2,100.
Wait, what did we just look at? Yeah.
So let's look at it this way. I think if you make this bet for 5 years in a row, that's $500. He's going to win at least one. You win.
But wait, how much did we just say we're winning? Oh, 2,100. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. I like it. That's good math. That's good math. But that number's probably going to go down.
His odds might go up. Yeah.
Yeah. That plus 2,000 will go down.
So you just got to kind of strategically put your bet in, like way before the season starts, like right now, or, even a month ago, something like that.
You know what it is, Mike? Betting's hard.
It is hard.
I wish there was more of a science to it. Yeah, so here's your $500 bet. Is payout is $10,500. I don't know why I chose to go in different directions. Oh, you know what? The joke I was making here was that I was going to put 500 down on Seider winning, but I won't. And I'm not telling any of you to do that either. We're just having fun. But honestly, though, if I was going to put money down on any of these, I don't know which one it would be. Which one would it be? All right. Where are we? Ketzel throws out there. That is a juicy bet. It is the kids' bedtime now. We recorded at 6:30 today because we could, and now the kids are getting ready for bed. I might have missed the teddy boy. So that being said, that's our topic of the show. I did want to throw out there too, for anybody interested, pull out your phones. I hate that I'm kind of doing this, but you guys could scan this right now. If you guys are in the market, looking for a new home, this will let you. You can get up to $2,000 off on your closing costs. So you guys are looking for a new house, you could scan that. That is Matt's special code. And it's not really a sponsor of the show, but thought I'd let you guys know you can have $2,000 off. So there you go. It doesn't hurt. If you're interested, there it is. Podcast listeners, I put a link in the comments or in the show notes. So check it out. All right. I think that about wraps it up. I missed a lot of comments because I was really having fun doing this.
Can you fit in 5 comments before we go?
All right. Matt has made home purchasing seem so fun. I can't wait. Jared, Matt, you sell out. Yeah, I know.
Get him, Jared. Get him.
Yeah, Ketzel, we showed that one, the juicy bet. Now, this is back to the Ville Husso. They're looking for 40-win goalies, not 40-game goalies. Curtis, we have fun in the comments, even if you're too busy to keep up. Eric, peace out, man. We'll see you guys next week. We're so much closer, right? So let's do this. September 15th is that first prospect game. So that means we've got one more week of horse poop. And then finally we can preview the prospect tournament on Wednesday, September 14th. So one more fuddy-duddy week and then a fun week. And then we really get rolling. Then we've got training camp the week after that, and then preseason games the week after that. So,
man, I'm telling you, we can almost go to 1 or 2 of those Traverse City games.
Remember when you made fun of me for having kids? You have to.
Is that still going on?
We have to queue up that conversation again.
Never mind.
Worth mentioning, 250 episodes.
Hey!
Yeah. How cool is that?
Pretty cool.
I know. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you've been around for 250, we appreciate it. But yeah, if you're new to the show, hit that like button and hit the subscribe, and we'll keep coming at you with silly topics until the season starts, and then we'll
somehow we find a whole 60 minutes of content every week. Somehow we're doing it, and we're going to do it again next week.
We'll try. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.